Yo. Giveaways happen at 7 o'clock, bro. 7 o'clock. Yo.
Desire and kind of just
Yo.
thinking about it a couple days ago. It's
There we
like,
go. Hey, is the volume good?
At this point in time, you can't fake if you love this job or not. We've been put into a situation where you've got to be all in. There's
Hold on. Yeah, like 30 minutes, I'll say.
that you got to overcome. And first and foremost, EA's been fantastic with making sure that we have the support that we need. But really, the team and the camaraderie, all those things. Really
Life's trying to race you to the clock, you feel me?
At a time like this, and super proud. Certainly, the most challenging, cycle in my 9 years that I've been a part of, but in a lot of ways, the most important. So, super pumped to get into it. That's a lot of pre-ramble. So, what have I been doing?
Everything's trying to beat me to where I need to be.
A decent amount, So it's still obviously very much involved with Madden Ultimate Team, trying to make sure that we're putting together a great story, helping out, the team.
Another one right here.
We're trying to cultivate the right, things that we want to go after and prioritization, all that good stuff. But as we've announced, and talked about and started to share a little bit more recently, we have,
We do this.
coming on board. And shout out to JT, Clint, so many more beyond those two folks who obviously played an instrumental role in this. But another really big
Hold on.
that's gonna get treated like a live service. That's the thing that's gonna continue to get updates to it, both in terms of what you're playing on the field, as well as that vanity story that's coming. So been plugged in a little bit there, taking on a little bit more of a creative hat over the greater live content project. But man,
There you go.
again, super pumped. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no,
All these answers won't be this long, I promise.
no, it's great. I mean, hey, we're gonna get the pre-stream jitters out of our system. Cause we got a lot to cover.
Ah.
I think at the end of the day, it's
I want to get that up.
I wish I could have like a rolling credit score of all the people that have been working on this. I recently came back and huge shout out to Kevin and a lot of other people that managed Chris Conlin out there who helped me get a PC build. And this is the interesting thing in this climate. Players may not understand, but to give you guys a little context is typically in the studio we have an Xbox kit and I can go over
Yeah, the giveaway's from 30, bro.
environment and I can capture all these images, and now I have to do them on a PC with all this debug text, and we had to find ways to remove that so we can get you guys clean images for social. So like huge shout out to Paige where she's been tweeting out all the stuff, the top 7 MUP players yesterday, all of the players, like the top 3 for a team, she was doing that. But like literally over the last 3 to 4 days I've just been all I've been doing is in that environment capturing images, getting that stuff out there, making sure that we were getting the ratings correct as things were still adjusting in that environment. So there's just a lot of dynamics that are very different, but it's been pretty awesome. It's as stressful as with everyone working remote. It has been great to kind of see how the teams come together. For all those people, I know the live service team is watching. I really want to say thank you guys for all the hard work you guys have been doing, as well as the gameplay teams, the franchise teams, all the teams that are working remote. I know it's tough, but we're going to continue pressing forward. And the number one thing that we want to do from our community side is make sure that we're giving you guys the information as quickly as we can get it to kind of keep you guys up to date. So that being said, people are probably tired of hearing us talk already, but guess what? They're going to hear another hour and a half or maybe an hour of us talking. There will be Gridiron notes coming. Stay tuned for that later on. We'll talk about later on. But we are going to go ahead and start walking through some things. So Jake,
Just changing some things right here, and then we'll get into the actual reaction, fellas.
involved on the creative
Yeah.
side, doing some things.
Trying to race against the clock, you feel me?
That you're very, very passionate about is this thing they call card art, or player item art that we talk about. And it's something that I know you've been working on for a very, very long time, and I wanted to take an opportunity because you've seen some comments out there from the community. Wanted to kind of paint a picture of what's been being done, because we showed stuff for Madden 20 early on,
Let's go.
right? But that's just that's really, really early on.
Jimmy Butler just ended that,
Item layout, which I'm going to go ahead and start pulling up right here. And
Yeah.
those people that
You guys
are
hear me?
watching this on the screen,
Hey, what's going on, man?
referencing probably multiple monitors
All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Hey, I'm kind of excited, bro. I'm kind of excited. Let's look at this.
Here, Jake has that, so we can kind of follow.
So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for me. Okay, we're here. We're here. Let's see. Madden 21 new item layout. New item layout. Jimmy Butler daggers 3 to in game. All right, position. So I obviously knew that. So obviously, like, I've been over this. Now the one I didn't know about, I'll go over it right here. Is I didn't know about where the chemistries were gonna go. I don't know why they only put that for like 3 seconds. Hey, what's up, yo? What's up, yo? Make sure that like, subscribe button for me, please. Hey, can you guys hear me right?
A good like probably 4 years.
You guys can hear me right?
We really touched what the front of the frame.
Audio's all good. So as you can see, I didn't know where the X factors and the abilities would be and the chemistries, but I did know where the power up and everything else would be.
Just taking what we had.
I know everybody gives a lot of hate for the new item loadout, but I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? I think I like it a lot.
We were adding yet another thing.
And you guys can hear me, right?
The frame. Last year's example being like
that was good.
Archetype.
I like the layout a lot. It's definitely gonna get a little bit better with the more cards we see. So I think we're I think it's gonna be good.
If you were to give me a pop quiz on it, I would fail it miserably.
No, I can't really hear what they're saying.
More and more things just
that's
kind of
okay.
to get on there, and so it was our opportunity to go in there and kind of break it down and see where were some of the misconceptions. We did UX testing. We
I'm just trying to see what we're gonna get, and then after this we're gonna go in and go stream that giveaway.
We kind of came away thinking like, again, one, there's way too much that's like on top of the frame itself, for sure. As well as
I did actually want to.
Iconography and in other cases, not enough.
Let me do this too.
The main one that I pointed to, and the one that I wish that
I'll just do it later. Never mind.
It was
We're good.
A little bit better last year was the amount of.
Well, this is obviously a work in progress. I said this is a power up, as you can see, because
the layout was you could just put the
power up
of abilities that you had on.
So this is obviously a work in progress.
Specific abilities.
So.
That were equipped on there. And so that kind of again drove of what
this wouldn't be
conception was for you'll probably.
I like it, man. I like it. I don't want people who hate on it. It is what it is. It's gonna get better. The more I guess how do I want to say it?
Is that was the thing that we knew that we were gonna go ahead and build first, knowing that we still wanted to
the
have
better
another
textures, I guess, come out.
Like we know
textures, I guess.
Obviously, the art team puts out amazing content. We want to be able to pay that off. We knew that players were.
It's not gonna be as crazy as I wanted it to be, bro. I'll be honest.
I mean, we just invested
because
last year where we
I got a different checking account now and stuff, bro. So like, I had to destroy my credit card, the debit card, and wait till my new one. And yeah, that's how I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do to get you guys what I wanted to get you guys. How much MT I wanted to get you guys ready for that. So it's on me though.
But at some point you hit your feature complete. And
but I still do have a couple credits.
Right? And so at that point, 50-50 is what we had. And I kind of talked about some of these extraordinary efforts from the team. This was one of those. And while the hashtag that was trending out there was not the reason of why we had to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. The good news was we already had the design, we already knew what we wanted to do, but what that hashtag and what that kind of sentiment from the community did was make sure that if there's any way, shape, or form that we can have this in for when we launch the game, we need to do it. And thankfully, a month ago, give or take a week, we were able to get this in. And so when we kind of talk about it at a high level, and there's some exceptions to this rule, but at a high level, if you are highlighted on a particular player or item, that is when you're going to be in that 50-50 view, with the thinking being that's when you're typically going to want the most information about that specific player. And then anything that is off of highlight is going to be, I might call it this 80-20 view. Again,
okay.
Kind of more 80% of it is
I like that.
And so
I like that.
I feel like it's the best of both worlds, where again you can get that information and
what's that pink big?
Take it in.
Yo, what's that pink Big Ben?
While also still making sure that there's a way in there that.
What's that pink Big Ben, bro?
Art,
what is that?
Pumping out.
Cool. And what I did, Jake, while you were talking, I was showing players kind of like that player item guide where they see the 50-50, and then I also showed them the Lamar Jackson.
Of course, they're not gonna tell me. They're not gonna tell me what that pink Big Ben is, bro.
Shows the 80-20, and I think.
Like, dog, I just saw that.
If we're all honest, UI, the expression of kind of card art, that's out there, it's really important to players. But at the end of the day, last year was extremely confusing. I know I brought that up several times, where it's like you have all these iconography everywhere, and it's not very clear. And I know Nando, he is very focused on UX, and I think a lot of times when we
bring
talk
me
UX,
to that?
user
Okay.
experience, UX, you got to make sure it functions well. People can
Alright, let's see what else they
understand that
got.
kind of stuff, and that transitions into the UI at the end of the day. You can build a beautiful UI, but if it doesn't function well and you really can't understand different components of it, it gets really messy. Now, I'm not a UI or a UX expert. I've worked with a few, but
That's
at the
so
end
funny.
of the day, you really want to be able to make sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be as crazy as it can get, bro.
Understand what's there, and let's just be honest. I'm going to go ahead and show this other image that you gave me, which was the M20 unfocused and the M21.
Then after that stream, that giveaway, it's gonna be a quick stream giveaway. Okay.
Where everything was kind of jumbled together. It was very confusing. And what you guys are taking, the approach that's been taken is very different. I'll go ahead and change between this and also kind of like the player item guide that we had earlier. So if you want to talk a little bit about this, I'll go ahead and switch between both of these.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, you go in there, and one of the things
Madden
that
20 is
that
over
I
to the left.
mentioned that,
They
there are
unfocused
teams,
on the so much dedicated space to player art. See, I don't mind that. Like I don't mind that at all. I know some people do. I personally don't. Like I think the way the card art is cool. It's fine. It doesn't need to be too much, too jazzy. A little bit of texture there. Simple, man. Simple.
In there, and it's technically,
Sometimes simple is good.
if you have a piece of art, it is there in the frame.
No, I'm
It
talking
is
about-
not like this, completely, unfiltered view of it. And
I like
so,
kind of
that
the
was
Rocky
amazing when we
future
were able
feature
to go in
too.
here and really take a look at it. That was,
It's gonna be good.
the things that we may have needed that black string for 5 years ago no longer exist. We can go ahead and take that out. And then yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of iconography on here. A lot of things that maybe aren't going to show up as player-facing features, but like for the most part.
Bro, I'm
when you
excited,
see
bro.
things
I'm
like,
excited, y'all.
LED stamp or a power-up stamp, or that those are things that.
Hey, look at that. I like that.
being done
Like, I
on
don't
the
understand why
art,
people hate on
where
it.
It's kind of a messy process for the content creators themselves to make sure properly gets put on.
It is what it is, though. You know what I mean?
You see the power up and then that. It's actually much easier for our content creators. They're just kind of going to one specific column and saying this particular
Work in
item,
progress too.
and then cool.
So they could change
Programmatically,
anything
that now
here.
gets sent down to the frame, which is again one of those things that might not show up to the end user, but from
Yeah, we get it.
from an efficiency
Oh, you see that
standpoint,
limited time in the
making
top
sure
and the
that
bottom
we're
right?
able to have,
I forgot about
at least
limited
the
time cards,
players
fellas. We're gonna have to
into
pull some
production.
packs for those when those come out.
That's a nice kind of.
I hope you guys are ready for packs, bro, because
when conceptualized.
I'll be dropping
Yeah,
bags.
you
You
see
feel
right
me?
here, I'm going to show kind of like the community.
See, I like this. I like that. Looks
community
good, bro. Like I don't understand.
You see this right there with Lamar Jackson.
That looks good to me.
And then we kind of go back to the player item, guide.
But what is that?
I think
What is that?
it shows a lot of that stuff that you were
pink
talking
Big
about,
Ben.
where we see,
I
the
saw that
position,
pink, bro.
we
Is
see
that breast
the
cancer
archetypes.
awareness?
We also understand the X factor. And
Bro, don't play me like that,
possibilities of
bro.
Players, the chemistries, the chemistry multipliers.
You guys remember BCA
stamps,
promo?
All that kind of information. So it's
Pretty good promo.
definitely from a UX perspective,
Pretty darn good
an
promo.
information perspective, properly displayed. We're even going to talk a little more about even like the back of the player item, right? That's even changed, but we'll get into that in a minute. So those are those images right there that I showed. The next image I have, Jake, is actually inside the item binder where I'm highlighted.
Ooh.
A little bit about that. I think it's probably to showcase what we were talking about earlier, but feel free to talk about these two
Okay.
images I think that I have here.
That looks sweet,
Yeah,
bro.
it's that whole highlight versus non-highlight concept.
Kinda gives me that
You
old
find
Madden
one of those
13
places where you're gonna
vibes.
find it. So again, you can see
Anybody
on
else, Madden 13?
You're on Aaron Donald. You're in that 50-50.
Bro, this gives me
Everybody
old
else
Madden.
in here
Bro, let me
is
see if I
in
can find
that
a
80-20, and as you can see, as you scroll over to the Bobby Wagner, he
See if I
also
can find a Madden
kinda
13
transitions to
picture.
that. Aaron Donald goes to that 80-20. So you'll find that here in the item binder. You'll find that in the lineup. You'll find that in pack opening. So a lot of places where you're gonna kind of see this, and again, again, hopefully it feels like a nice balance.
Maybe not Madden 13, I think Madden 12.
A lot of really passionate folks out there about this. The one thing that I would just ask.
Actually, I
is,
lied.
Hey, get your hands.
The Madden
on it,
14.
Play with it. Give it.
It was
a
Madden
give it 2
25,
weeks.
wasn't it?
And if you still have feedback about it at that point, absolutely fair game.
Kind of gives me an old Madden 25 vibe.
We'll continue monitoring. You always do a great job of making sure that we understand what that feedback and
I'm trying
sentiment
to think
is.
what it.
that can
and not the player art. I'm talking about the
Yeah, I know. Like when I got my hands on the build,
the binder,
I
bro.
kind of play it a lot more. At first, I was a little bit shook. I was like, "There's no back
Kind of the binder.
item," and I got a little frustrated because I'm like, I can't capture things right now. It's becoming very difficult for me. And then as I started kind of going through kind of the new design, it made a lot of sense to me as just somebody, for like,
Kinda
just
listening to what
very
you're saying.
detail-oriented.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Likes the flow and likes information in a certain way that's categorical. Made a lot more sense for me. So there's also the lineup screen that I do want to highlight real quick here. I do have one part that you guys can't
See, I like that. Like, why don't?
later on in the stream, but you'll see right here.
Why does he actually kill Barrett down
I have
there?
Aaron Donald highlighted as well, and this kind of layout has some. It's
I like that though.
so people
I like how the two middle linebackers aren't like
Speaking of
stacked
all
with
that,
each
let's talk
other.
about the back of the player
I like this a lot, bro. Hey, you guys see that? You guys see that? In hey, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back.
Realize, and huge shout out to
Alright, go back, go back. I need to. Hey, somebody clip that, bro. Somebody clip that.
the best way
Send me that Aeneas Williams, bro. I saw that crap, bro. Don't try to hide that from me. Try to hide that. I gotta get that.
_mut will display information. But right here I have the
I like that, bro. The history too, dude. The history.
And I go ahead and click on that item, I'm gonna get all these options: compare, promote. So talk about this.
Hey, I think it's gonna be a better Madden this year, bro. I'm excited. I'll say that for the least.
Yeah. So what's funny about
No, a little bit more excited than I have been previous years in Madden. I'll be honest.
To go after,
But yeah.
what the front of the frame looks like.
That's
It
a good
also
thing,
was
though. You know what I
kind of made
mean?
the right
I'm ready to
timing
grind.
for us to go back to a design that we had, basically 2 years ago when we brought upgrades into Ultimate Team. This was the initial.
So I'll have like an
design
overload of
all along,
videos, bro, for
and
this
at
next
the time,
2
we were
days.
only able to get the upgrade
Overload.
portion of it. So this
And that's
whole,
before
lack of
before
item
even Madden 21 comes out, dog.
feature is something
Like
that
after this
can,
stream right here we're watching,
kind of
we're gonna
designed
end up
out
doing a
and
giveaway
planned
stream.
for a little while now. And
You
we're
think
just
car
gonna
art's
go after and
ugly?
attack it this
I
year.
think it
So,
looks nice, bro. I
yeah,
think I like the simplicity of it. And you gotta think about it though.
I kind of most
When the more and more textures start coming to the game, and the more and more promos, like you start getting like the winter promos, bro, that's gonna be like ice cold, dude. Like ice frigid blue, bro. It's gonna be so sweet. I think it's simple for now. It's gonna pull people kind of off of it, but when they start coming out with more promos like Campus Heroes, which is leaked by the way, and other than that, it's gonna be so sweet. Like series, I like the series. It's like purple. I think the series is like yellow. Series 1 is like yellow. Series 2 is like green. Like it's gonna be sweet.
Harping on this a lot, not to pick on archetypes, but like, yeah.
And a lot of people think it's ugly, but I think it looks good.
As well as the spelled out version of exactly.
I want to know whose account this is, though.
And then if you tab over, you're now into the attributes.
This is pretty sweet. This is good. I like this too because look at it. It goes with the general too. Height is 6'1", weight is 280. They never ever have had that in this game. So it's a very good, very well.
You can find it here.
I guess more thought out than it has been previous years.
Information, very small thing, but a thing that I always think is funny to point out. Weight is now a thing that you can find. While
I like how he has
Madden
75
Ultimate
training and he has 3K training. Like what?
Let's throw out
Madden
all
16
the
car
info
right now.
that
I
you
was
can.
just looking at
And then,
that
yeah,
too,
you
bro.
were just on it over in the upgrades. That one is mostly unchanged. The main one that I would call out here on the upgrades tab is sort of like this timeline view. There, you're now able to get a little bit more information.
Madden
especially
16.
With power-ups. Something like a core elite doesn't have necessarily the deepest upgrade path, but when you start to get into a power up, as you were.
Did you see like the purple looks sweet? Like I like that.
Total cost that you see, and right there.
That 16 was nice color art, bro.
Oh, you have it a little bit here. That's a little bit more of what the view looks like. But if you were still highlighted up there, it would actually tell you how much training you need in total to get there. Now, I know the next question is going to be, does that mean it's just a one-button click? No, it's still unfortunately not a one-button click, but you are able to get kind of more information in terms of, I need this much training, I need to make sure that I have this many items before I go and actually start that upgrade path.
Cool. When we're looking at those images, is there anything else Jake, that you
Match
want to
16 was
talk about
nice.
regarding the new item layout? Because one thing that I'm noticing on here is we got this AP thing on there, and I do want to talk about that as well. I know something you're very passionate about. I know you're laughing. It's more of an inside joke. There's somebody out there. It's not Gibbs, guys. Not Gibbs. Not Gibbs is always giving Jake a lot of hassle on just certain things, but we love Not Gibbs. even though he's not here. Yeah, do you anything else you want to talk about new item layouts before we jump into kind of the?
I just want to know who the Mutt Master is gonna be.
Let's make the transition.
All right, good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and talk about ability points. You guys may have seen in the screen. Talk to me a little bit.
Ability caps, bro. Hold on. Hold on.
Of, Aaron Donald, and people will see if you guys look at the.
That's facts. That's facts. I'll go into more of that in my other videos. Just record a couple like that. What is ability caps?
We're going to be talking a little bit about what does that 0 AP mean. How does it kind of play?
They got the front art already on there. Chemistries and positions already on there. They can change. Interesting.
I'll kind of go ahead and cycle through some of the images that I have, leading out with kind of like the tiers for ability slots and whatnot.
So they got.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is our big gameplay story this year. Clinton and the crew have done another amazing job delivering another just awesome story this year. And for us in Ultimate Team, we want to make sure that we can continue paying that off.
It's going to be a crazy son of a couple days, bro. I'll tell you that.
This year was, quick refresher on Madden 20. Hey, I'm going to get 3 players on offense, 3 players on defense. Everything that those players have.
Yo, you excited for this Building the Browns series coming back though, bro? Building the Browns season 2, I'm so excited, dude. With the nice overalls with the Browns got already, dude, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm ready. I'm starting. Come on. The game's already pre-ordered. Yeah, assets already have. Just waiting for that Friday. You feel me? After work too. It sucks, bro. Sucks. Has to be after work. Come home. I'm grinding. I'm grinding for y'all.
Really deep with just 1 or 3 players if you wanted to, or you could choose to have 5, 6 guys, and they all have one.
I want to read some of the chat
with them, but you're able to kind of spread it out a little bit more. And the story I've always tend to tell.
My voice because Madden.
Talking about this feature.
Yo, meow.
I'd say right around Christmas time last year. Home playing Ultimate
Does 2K come out?
All the fire content's coming in, and I go and I want to say it was a Gronk. I go and
free
I
MG.
and I put him on the team. This is pre-buck Gronk, by the way. Sorry, I had to. Was like I'm really excited, but I just can't not.
And E.S. Williams is my captain.
Like I just can't break up the rest of the line.
The Master Nathan Peterman
having Gronk on the team
has.
There's just this feeling of not like fully paying off what it meant to go out and acquire that Gronk. And so super pumped that we were able to again kind of think more along the lines of how many points do you have, and then from there when Brad and I were talking, I can still remember this even though I haven't been to the studio in what feels like 5 years.
7?
I still remember this conversation.
Whoa! You can have 7.
Start talking with RG and a few other folks over there, and we start just riffing on this, and kind of quickly it's like, well, hey, Stein, like not every ability is kind of created equally. Like there's obviously some that are more impactful than others, and it was like, well, cool. Well, what if we like just put a point value on those, and we could kind of tune it that way? So like if it was enforcers and escape artists and pass rush elites and all that were the ones that we kind of picked out as ones that needed to kind of cost more.
All right, so there can be multiple abilities. I want to see what the Mutt Master is, bro.
And so just again, huge shout out to so many folks. I almost feel bad for starting to name people because I'm totally going to leave people off, but like Scantleberry, Nick Farah, these guys are just played an instrumental role.
God, I'm Nightbot.
Making sure that we were able to kind of tune this appropriately,
Friday, bro,
as best as we could for launch. But as we kind of outline in the Gridiron notes as well, this is something that we kind of are positioning as a sort of balancing mechanic for us. Sure. So while an AP might come out and be a certain value, if that's something that we start to see and we have data to help kind of support that this thing is just not
interesting,
if you will, or designed at the right value, we can go in and make those particular adjustments, and that's just going to be part of what it means to interact with this feature. It's to me it's awesome, right? And the other one that's really easy to go into is last year's Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, how much are they limited it by? Like I can't really hear it, to be honest. I'm kind of reading chat.
Ended up making a balancing adjustment by changing the knockout conditions, for Dickerson. In this particular system, we probably just would have increased it to like an 8 or a 9 or maybe even like a 10. And it's like, you still want it, you still want to have it on, cool, you can do that, but you're probably sacrificing quite a bit in order just to have that X factor on. So to me, I'm really excited about, again,
I just want to know how much limiting it by, though.
To it, as well as
my question.
The capabilities that we're going to have to make sure that we are staying in touch with the meta and kind of can make those balancing adjustments.
Cool. No, I apologize. The whole time you're talking, when you start name dropping people, I'm thinking about RG, and I want to pull like a shofar out and go, RG, I see you out there, man. And he's watching the stream. I'm giving him a shout out because this RG, we need to see you, man. We miss
Dump
you.
truck, bro. What the heck, bro?
We'll hear from you here soon. He's been working hard, and just love that guy. So when you said that, I was like, man, I wish I had like a shofar. I could do something crazy like that, but I can't. All that, just moving aside. But do you want to talk about those ability, like the
Interesting
ability slots, and then
we'll see though.
Showing some images about AP and kind of how it works, or is there any more details you want to share about this?
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that in just a second. I think one thing that I haven't mentioned just yet is, these are going to be broken up by archetype as well, and so kind of like another way to kind of pay off, what an why it makes sense to go after a particular archetype player.
All I see is Trump 2020.
So for instance, an easy example might be a field general is going to have access to conductor.
It's gonna be interesting to see, bro.
Actually have like less requirements in order to access conductor, just like last year. But also his AP on conductor might be less than a scrambler quarterback, who is probably going to take longer to even be able to equip conductor. But once they do, it would also kind of count more towards.
Let's get moving already. Come on.
That AP total.
Cool. No, that's good. It's good.
And then the last thing that you mentioned, again, because we have built this system, one of the things that we feel more comfortable doing is allowing more abilities to be put on any particular player, because again, it's being balanced.
Okay.
Right? And so we still have the 80, 85, 90, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 that we had from last year. But as you can see here, at 98 and 99 overall, that will be when you get that, fourth and fifth slot, if you will. So again, as the year goes on, you're going to have the opportunity to put more and better abilities on there.
Yeah, no, we're gonna finish this stream, and then I'm gonna hop out of this, and we're gonna go 2K.
Itself, right now, if you were to fire it up, that number is set to 10. We might have points in the year where we raise that up as we go on. So while it is set to 10,
I don't know why we're having archetype boundaries. My question is though, look, I have a bunch of videos recorded, so we hurry this up. But my question is though, like,
we're gonna go through. You'll see here.
so this is what I kind of wanted to see. What is that win one? What is that win one? What is the king inside of the guy? Like, what is that?
Jake has them. Just to kind of give a little bit of the context, you'll see like 1 AP, you'll see 2 AP, as Jake was saying.
Tackle Supreme.
As we look at, for example, goal line stuff, you have 3 AP. And then,
Alright, but there's a bunch of new abilities. There's a bunch of new abilities they're not even showing us. So why can't we just see them?
Notice that it says 0 AP. Can you talk to us about that? And I have that screen up here right now.
I'm ready to see the abilities. Avalanche.
One of the things
Downhill Histix Force Fumble.
Get the system in and start play testing it.
Bro, that's overpowered.
Quick who's going to actually spend some of their cap total on
Bro,
it?
that's basically Enforcer right there. This is Enforcer.
Still do something in the game to even activate versus
the Enforcer
that I'm going to get on every down.
Hey, what?
And so the thing that we
That
wanted to
is
do was,
so overpowered.
Because you can still only activate 3 X factors on each side of the ball. That was sort of a system that was
downfall his sticks already
so
caused
we
fumbles.
wanted to go ahead and
already
make
broken.
all the default X facters cost you nothing, so you can still only
Avalanche
activate 3
OP
of
on
them
Jamal
to be
Adams.
able
That's
to
what I'm
choose,
thinking.
Who those players are that you want, and
It's
still
overpowered
again,
already,
preserve
bro.
what that rest of that 10 at launch AP was going to be able to get you at that point. So it felt like a thing that X factors might quickly just get completely more or less like designed out of the game. That's not something that we wanted, and this was the solution.
Well, and I have a screenshot right here where you'll see like the active superstars.
Okay.
You know, you're picking them on, you know, on each side of the ball.
So you
But
can
then
have
also, if you look at
5
the
active
screen,
superstars
Von
now.
Wagner, he has,
If
like, a number 2
you can have
and some
multiple
stuff with
superstars
his
activated, it seems like,
when I
but
first
you
looked at
cannot
this, I
go
wasn't
past
quite
10
sure what that meant, but like the more that I played around with it, I
10
can see that that's
abilities.
actually, like, that item has 2
Okay.
AP points, right?
So if I wanted
And
10
then
people with
underneath
abilities,
it,
but
that looks
each
like
one of them
that's a
only had one
superstar
ability,
factor. Is that
I could
correct?
do that.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah. And so
They are
you know,
over compliment. They
what
are.
this
They
really
are.
turns
I would say
into,
that
you know,
it's
I
gonna
think,
be a freaking
I'm always looking
stress
for
headache
in
full,
the
bro.
team is always
Like,
looking for, you know, are
dog.
there more I kind of call them
Like,
capturable.
they got me wanting to eat it, be jerky, bro. Aeneas Williams, I see that Aeneas Williams. Actually, that's what I need to get. What's it called? Who else is on there? Who else is on there?
Is one of those premium places.
Aeneas Williams. Okay.
See, one of our, community leaders putting out, hey, here's
No,
my
Aeneas
my
Williams
lineup.
hasn't been in this
And
game
without
for
this information,
probably
the very
Madden
next question that everybody
17.
would have for them would be like, who do you have activated?
Maybe Madden
You know,
18.
all that good stuff. So this kind of gets you in a little better spot of like, well, here's who's
I
actually
believe.
there. Here's how much that they're counting towards, and yeah, if they have an X factor, we're going to show you the X
Bro.
factor sign. If they don't, we default.
You mean
to
Luke
the
Kuechly?
superstar ability logo that you can also see over there. So yeah, I mean, to me, it feels like it's a nice
This
kind
is,
of informational screen that you can get, a nice, just clean look at it.
Cool. And I have a screenshot right
You guys
now
see that?
to manage the superstars on defense.
I forgot. I think I'm banned, bro.
People some context of kind of like this new look. So right now I'm actually looking at my active superstars. I get to see their AP. I get to see how many X.
I forgot. I think I'm banned.
3. My AP limit's 5 of 10, so I kind of have some AP space to play around with. And other stuff. Do you want to talk anything about? Is there anything you want to share about the screen before we kind of move on to some other stuff?
Yeah,
So there can only be
another
3
note
X
here.
factors though.
So yeah,
Okay.
when you come into this,
Hey, I
screen,
love Luke
it's gonna
Kuechly.
populate everybody who's in
If
that
he's
active
a
lineup,
Mutt Master, I'm
that
with
would
it,
be
dog.
eligible,
I'm with
in
it.
here. So basically, anybody who has an ability or an X factor already equipped on the player will show up in here. Another thing that
Aeneas
really
Williams is
pops
team
out
captain.
is
I won't be choosing him.
deactivate option that you can see over on Fearmonger. So again, because you're only able to choose 3, it's like, well, how do we let you choose which ones that you want? When you are choosing to activate a player, the default is you're going to get
Friday.
everything that they have. You're going to get all their passives as well as their X factor. You could also choose to only take their passives. But when you also find yourself in the screen and you're like, I just want to do some quick management to deactivate this X factor and put it on somebody else, there's a nice, easy, just kind of one button to turn the X factor off. Now, while that's super convenient, the thing that is worth kind of diving into a little bit more is when it comes to the superstar abilities themselves. If you find yourself saying like, I really want, Aaron Donald, but he's too much
Interesting.
cap or too much AP for where I'm at. You are going to have to go to the Aaron Donald, remove whatever particular
Alright, let's get on
superstar
with it. Come on.
ability, is there. That's going to, kind of get you back to the number that you're looking for. So those type of edits do have to be made on the player versus where the X factor can be turned on and off here at that managed superstar ability screen.
Good stuff. Thanks for all the context there. I think it's just helpful to kind of
Let
understand.
me go ahead and make this thumbnail for
With
this.
these new features, you guys are like, I started to understand is like how the UX, the user experience.
While we're
So it's really good, Jake, to kind of expand on that. I really do appreciate it. I know there's a lot of questions.
while we're
right?
waiting, I guess.
Sometimes
Let me make the thumbnail for
I know that for some people, even for
let's give
myself,
away.
it's like I still don't. I may not like something, but just having the context
that
helps
is
me kind
smart.
of digest it a little bit easier. And just to understand maybe the design ethos behind it. Not ethos.
Crap.
I'm saying it wrong. Just
Who is the
design
Mutt
behind
Master?
it,
We can hear him on
behind
now,
all
please.
that. It's helpful.
Yeah, facts.
So thank you for taking the time and just agreeing to kind of talk through all that. I know the community really does appreciate it. Anything else you want to talk about Ability Cast before we move on to MUT programs?
No, let's move on.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about MUT programs, guys. So
Who's
first
Rickson?
up, let's go ahead and talk about
Hey, finally,
Rivals.
hey.
So Rivals is pretty similar when I kind of started tinkering around with this, similar to kind of like Welcome to Madden Ultimate Team, that onboarding experience that we had last year. Do you want to talk a little bit about Rivals, that program, or anything different?
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple things that stand out. I'm sure for a lot of people who are nice enough to join us on stream tonight. Probably not the thing that's going to give you the most challenging experience in Ultimate Team. This is totally the thing that you're jumping into first once you get into Madden Ultimate Team. I think these are all set to arcade playstyle. You're going through, you're kind of getting those early rewards, those early progressions. The main thing that, again, a lot of people who are probably joining us tonight would be interested in is playing through this and earning, all those particular milestones along the way. You get to choose from one of 3 players. I believe we have Ben Roethlisberger, Zach Ertz, and Jalen.
I was wondering about that. I saw it. I saw the pink, bro.
Completing the rivals. Now the other thing that's going to be interesting with
they gave Jalen Smith a higher overall card this year than they did last year at the beginning, by the way.
So look for that as, again, we continue getting deeper into the Madden season. Rivals is probably something that you're going to see kind of a continuation to.
Cool. And right now I'm just cycling through the images, giving people an opportunity. I know there's folks out there that are probably trying to capture these images, for videos or things that they're doing. I know we haven't tweeted these out from @EASports_MUT, so just going to kind of, for the time being, cycle through these. You guys can see those. But next up, I think what we're going to talk about is the team captain program. So let's go ahead and talk about team
this simple.
Jake. So first up, we got some new players. Let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, we do. Pretty early on in the experience, you're
so
going to be able
Ed
to
McCaffrey, Leroy Glover, Eddie George. I like the Eddie George one.
Relatively short
or
experience here where you're
Aeneas Williams. I'm not that big on Aeneas Williams, I'll be honest.
Before you have to make the choice of who you want. So as you can see here on screen, we've got the
I do know some
Eddie
people
George, back in the house, as well as Leroy Glover, Ed McCaffrey, and Aeneas Williams. So again, you're kind of go through, play with this experience, have a relatively short challenge where they're on your team, get a sense of how impactful you might feel like they are. From there, you'll go ahead and make your choice of which of the captains that you want.
Captains do kind of suck, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
This is not this like, oh my gosh, if I make the wrong choice here, I'm done forever. No, we do have an exchange set for you. That's
now Leroy Glover wouldn't be bad.
So if you
I think I'll end up
remorse over who you got. Or,
I don't want to use Eddie George the whole game, though. You know what I mean? Like, I was cool with using Ryan Shazier last year the whole game,
but then I just
because it's Ryan Shazier. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm cool with using Leroy Glover the whole game.
Why am I go and pull Derek. Okay, cool.
Aeneas Williams, no. Ed McCaffrey, no. Not Eddie George. I'll probably go with Leroy Glover, and I'll go over that in a video actually.
Stay flexible in that regard. The other thing to note here with the captains themselves are. There's actually, when you open
I'll go over that in a video.
Packs, there's 32 versions of each team captain in there. It sounds
and you can choose which team you want them to be on.
I was going to bring that up. I opened it yesterday, and it's someone's going to have, people are going to have fun with this. Just saying, there's 30. The audio.
This next MT giveaway is going to be quick, bro, because I'm about to grind real quick.
I'm not going to
these videos.
There you go. So yeah, what this does is it allows you to choose what team that you want to go after, and again, there are some design reasons. I'm actually going to let the players themselves kind of sort of feel it out and.
So I don't think I'll touch PlayStation all night besides using the giveaway.
But versus like something that we've done.
Wrong game.
Where it's like, well, why don't I just have them and there's 32 team choices? Like there's some other design choices that are being made here that'll make sense once you get into it.
Okay. And I'm just cycling through some of the images that we captured. Like right now, I'm actually on Aeneas Williams, home screen. Went ahead and showed kind of like the 32 when I picked the Seahawks, so the Seahawks fan. Jake, I really do apologize. I know we were doing the stream together, and I chose not to bring any Bucks into the picture. So I do apologize. I've done you a massive disservice. But I'm just cycling through these, and then I have the screenshots of their ratings, so I'm going to put those up on stream right now for people to see. So this is kind of like their ratings when you go ahead and get your team captain, and that you go ahead and choose that. So I'm going to go ahead and cycle through these, give it a little bit of a moment for people to kind of digest that information. And again, this is a lot of all the things that you're seeing here are the key ratings. And Jake, one thing that we didn't talk about the key ratings, when you see that on the back of the,
That's not bad at
or
all.
kind of in that view,
I'll be
why do we
honest.
focus on
Eddie
key
George right there is
ratings?
not bad
Is
at
there
all.
anything specific or unique about those key ratings that people should be aware of?
Well, I'm excited to have a much better answer in the near future. But for now, what this is it's still
Okay.
tied to the position. And so really what it's trying to do is really kind of elevate.
Hey, Ed McCaffrey doesn't look bad.
main
And Leroy Glover goes
attributes
good
that
too.
are building
I'll probably be with that Leroy Glover, to be honest.
Maybe that's not necessarily the best case for every archetype. Read between the lines. But more on that later on. But it's really kind of like
Saints
your
Leroy Glover.
kind of quick glimpse into seeing, what are the attributes that I should care about. I'm a newer player. I'm not sure why I should care about a defensive tackle. Here are some of those key ratings that you should be looking at.
Very cool. Yeah, I know, like, sometimes when you look at items, it was always the same cookie cutter ratings that were there, and you always wondered, does this apply for that player, or does this apply for, of course there were questions, does this really impact the archetype and other stuff? So it sounds like you guys are still doing some work in that space, but thanks for answering that question.
We're always grinding.
I appreciate it, man. All right, let's go ahead and talk about NFL Epics up next. So we have NFL Epics.
Hey,
what is the
NFL Epics.
program? We had it last year, right? So we had.
We had.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
At the start of last
I'm
year.
cool with that.
This year we've
Larry
updated
Fitz, he's
4.
going to be slow,
So
but
with
he's
each
going to
one
be a
of
good
these
catcher.
players, there's a 25-game
AP, I'm cool with. I love AP, no matter what. Ronnie a lot? That's an interesting one. I'm cool with it, though. And Jack Youngblood, we finally have Jack Youngblood back, bro. I'm telling y'all. Some of you youngins don't know about Jack Youngblood, bro. In this game, overpowered, dude. If he's still like he was, I know, we're gonna get onto it. If he's still like he was, bro. See, even Larry Fitz got some speed on him, dude. Like what?
Each one of these, you're gonna have the opportunity to play through those 25 challenges. From there, you're gonna unlock one additional challenge. Go ahead and complete that, beat that, and that's how you're gonna earn the 85 overall version. For each one of
Well,
these,
it looks like you get all of them, so it's
they're
not
all
like
available.
you
There's not any sort of gating mechanism or anything like that. You're able to kind of get into all these.
Hey, this is actually very interesting. Adrian Peterson, I'm cool with the AP, bro. I'm cool with him. 86 speed, 85 acceleration, 82 agility. I'm cool with it because I like Adrian Peterson. I don't know why it says free agent though on his team. Because it's never mind. Because it's a Washington football team. Never mind. So they won't. Oh, I just remember that.
But yeah, Paige, phenomenal job here in getting all this stuff.
Ronnie Lott, I'm cool with.
For the community, so they can
83 hit power, pretty good. Jack Youngblood, bro.
Next, Jake,
Y'all don't know anything about Jack Youngblood, dude.
Wild break, you good?
I've been
Know
doing
him?
some while you have these screens up.
How do you know him, bro?
Okay right now.
I'm over here sipping just live on stream.
Jack Youngblood, y'all don't know about Jack Youngblood, bro.
Just for those people asking.
He is a real deal,
okay,
dude.
Muttmaster. Let's go and talk about Muttmaster. Actually, I'm
Hey,
putting up the screen
Muttmaster, bro, be Luke Kuechly.
Let's
Be
go
Luke
ahead and
Kuechly.
talk about. I messed it up.
Be
earlier
Luke
because
Kuechly.
I did those, what's the philosophy with Muttmaster? Last year we had Pat Tillman, and you and I have been talking, offline a little bit about kind of where you guys want to go with the Muttmaster and
Please be Luke
how you
Kuechly.
guys pick those players. And this Muttmaster is like I didn't know the person at first, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you're not really a true football fan." It's like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, I think there's just like stories behind these things that you guys are doing that is really cool. So let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, this is just
That's
this
cool.
is definitely not to say like
That's cool.
this is how Muttmaster is going to be from now until whenever, but certainly, kind of proud to kind of take it in this new direction. You kind of go back 4+ years ago.
Boy, let me tell you, our graphic designer working hard, dog.
Who was on the cover for that year?
Our designer working hard.
And starting with Sean Taylor a few years ago is where we kind of like, oh well, here's another player that kind of goes just beyond just a cover athlete or what it might mean to be the Muttmaster, and then the following year was Ryan Shazier after his story and his kind of again battle and grind back to getting part of himself back. It was truly inspirational. And then you mentioned Pat Tillman last year, and I think a lot of
I know last year it was like kind of like Soon,
this
starting
year,
soon.
It
It was like kind of like
okay, well, we
two
wanted to continue
two,
going after, you know, who
kinda
who
Mutt
might be some
Masters?
players that would be on that list. I tweeted the other day that Alex Smith was somebody that was certainly kind of like met
Of course, it was a
the
big
criteria.
Pat Tillman, but then there was
That
a
sounds
level
terrible, but,
master.
like, it's sort of like somebody that would kind of have those same feels. I mean, just seeing what he's gone through and the odds that he's over.
I want to know who the level master is, and I want to know who the Mutt master is.
Are amazing, right? But we went in another direction, and we are going with you know, both New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panther linebacker Sam Mills. Sam Mills is probably best known for his, you know, his sort of
Who?
this keep pounding.
Who?
Which is, you know, this speech that he provided. You know, he transitioned from his playing career into coaching
Ooh.
the Panthers, and during
Ooh.
their Super Bowl run in the playoffs, he kind of had this very inspirational speech. And
Ooh.
why was it inspirational? Well, that year started off with him getting diagnosed with intestinal cancer in August of that year. And he chose to fight it. He chose to not only fight it, but continue coaching. And that was the year.
Oh, we like that.
Kind of made it all the way and played the Patriots in the Super
You know
Bowl.
what that means? You know what that means? You know what that means, fellas, bro? Browns
That
team,
kind of
bro. And their thing froze. Alright. That's gonna be the end of this stream. We're gonna go ahead and go to 2K. Get this giveaway out of the way, and yeah. See you guys there.
To kind of announce that one. Hope everybody else is equally excited about this.
It's awesome, man. Just to let people know, you know, the way to go ahead and
Okay.
get your,
Hold on, I
you
didn't
know,
need this,
Mutt
actually.
Master item is you're going to go into like the Mutt Master progression, you know, kind of ultimate challenges and missions. You're going to go through all that. Jake, I know you're going to talk a little bit about that because you guys did things maybe a little bit different this year. So you're going to get a touchdown. It's a really quick ultimate challenge. You're going to go ahead and then get your Sam Mills player item, which you guys saw earlier. But then there's going to be, I think we talked about this, Jake, there is going to be there's going to be like a main list, and then there's going to be a list that's tied to the series updates, right? And how you can go ahead and earn tokens to go ahead and upgrade your Mutt Master. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the main list is something that is going to look and feel a lot like, not certainly not exactly, but a lot like what you've seen with Mutt Master objectives list over the past couple years. There are definitely some differences. There's actually, I think, maybe a few less this year. That main list will give you enough upgrade tokens to get him to a 93 overall.
Okay. And I have an image of that.
Overall, he's been a 95. So
Yo, what is up?
With every series,
This is interesting. Sam Mills.
That sits alongside it as well, and it has.
I know he was a Cleveland Brown.
Different
What I got right here.
on it. If you do half of them, you get an additional +1 collectible for Sam Mills. If you do all 4 of those in the time of the series that it's open, there's a pretty strong coin reward for doing that. And so again, this is a mix
9.
of, you know, right now you see it here on screen. There's some team-based stats as well as some stats that you need to do specifically.
No, I'm cool with not giving it to Alex Smith. I don't want to use Alex Smith the whole game.
Doing them all in that time frame is going to net you a pretty strong coin
I'm
reward.
cool with using the middle linebacker the whole game. She a Brown, so you fit the Browns team.
After the
Feel
fact,
me?
It just won't be as strong as if it was being done during that given series that it came out.
Going
in.
on,
So
Jacob?
we'll go to a 94
Jake.
with each series, rather than, you know, again, Prelo, you come in saying, hey, people are pounding on the door. When are we upgrading Mutt Master? We're just going to go and commit to it right now. With every series, he's going to get a +1 OVR until he reaches that 99.
Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to change. I'm telling the live service team right now, change your Slack to the knock, because that's what I'm going to be doing.
You
virtually,
still following too?
While we're working from home. Dad joke.
All these dudes, change Mutt Master, horrible choice.
Showing
Still
Sam
following.
Mills 93 overall right here. So
that's
Jake,
not bad,
look at
dude.
this these are some of the
That's
key
not
attributes
bad.
or, key ratings that you're going to see on Sam Mills. We
I do
also
need
got a
this
screenshot.
screenshot,
Again,
though.
huge shout out to Paige for helping out with this when you get into a 94 overall. And also huge shout out to the art team. I did take a screenshot of the upgrades because I wanted to just see the art. I just wanted to see the art right here, kind of just as you kind of build it out. You get to see kind of unique art treatment. You're going to unlock some front art treatments with Sam Mills as you upgrade him, and you'll see some stuff there. Anything else you want to talk about regarding Mutt Master Jake before we jump?
5'9", horrible jumping. That's gonna hurt.
Well, something that both the Level Master and Mutt Master are going to share is a team chemistry bucket that will let you choose from all 32 teams. So that's probably a good thing to just kind of get out there. It's not just the Panthers and the Saints that are going to, so quote unquote benefit from Sam Mills.
It's great.
We did go ahead and make that change, and those players will have access to all 32 team chems.
That's awesome. I think when I was testing the build and kind of capturing, I didn't see. I probably might have captured.
I'm not mad about it. I was kind of iffy at first. Not mad about it.
Which is great news. I do have a capture here for Level Master.
I have a lot of grind.
I'll lead into that. So for Level Master,
that's what I want to see too.
We have Andre Johnson as going to be our guy.
Hey, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Bro, it has been a long time since we have seen an Andre Johnson in Madden 21. A very long time.
Well, I mean, yeah, Andre Johnson. I mean, it's been a minute since we've seen him in Ultimate Team. So
and he gets any chemistries he wants. You dig? So you know what that means? He's going on the Browns theme team, bro.
Similar story as last year. As you're upgrading your Mutt level, you're going to get tokens to upgrade him. I believe there are this year also some.
It has been a long time since we have seen
other Level Master collectibles as well.
Andre
Other
Johnson.
Kind of interesting thing that we're tinkering around with Level Master is he's going to have.
I am cool with it. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
When I say unique, they're not different X factors that you find in the rest of the game. They are still some of the same.
Level Master has his own. Okay.
What we kind of call trigger and knockout conditions, and so. He might have things where it's easier to activate it, but it's going to come out maybe 1 or 2 plays later.
So they want you to use Andre Johnson, dude.
Where if we start to see feedback, or if that's a thing that becomes kind of a meta, we'll pull it back to the
I'm cool with it though.
Story, right? That's one where we might go in there and say, hey, this one might actually need to be like 1 point of AP versus the 0 that it's currently at. Because again, we kind of feel right now it's balanced with, yeah, it's easier to get into, but it's not going to last as long. So. We'll be looking for feedback on there, but yeah, it's just a couple things to kind of hopefully make Level Master feel even more unique and special this year.
It's awesome, and I have his ratings right here. So I think when you go ahead and work through all the levels, we'll talk briefly on the levels. I'm actually not going to spoil it this stream going through every single level. I'll leave that for the community, the content creators to do. You guys do it way better than I do, so definitely gonna leave that there. From that perspective, but here are his ratings, and like you said, Jake, one of the things I did observe when kind of
I gotta get screenshots from the stream, fellas.
In the past, when you unlocked,
I pre-ordered Madden. Yeah, I pre-ordered Madden. See, I was thinking about not going to, but then I was like, bro, I got to. I create content for Madden. I got to, bro. You know what I mean?
From those level challenges. So I don't.
My question is, did you pre-order Madden?
Let's go ahead and talk about Team Affinity. So Team Affinity is more kind of like that theme builders, kind of team diamonds. There's a story.
Is that all they gotta show us? Because I'm ready to get this giveaway going.
Team Affinity.
Team Affinity. What is Team Affinity?
Team builders. What can we expect when we're talking about team builders this year?
Team builder. Complete the team builder to earn your 84 overall team builder player to add to your team. Bro, I got so many videos I gotta record, bro. I chose. You did? Which one did you pre-order? I chose the wrong day to do this in 2K giveaway, bro. The wrong day.
Or if he can put Seahawks on there, or even if he asks Paige to just put something like just.
Let me shoot that like and subscribe if you aren't already.
Seahawks logo on top of
the heat wave, you feel me?
Like, yeah, I get it, right? We all have our teams. You can
the yard's gonna be good, bro. The yard's gonna be good.
And so,
like I said, I'm gonna record some of that too. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm definitely playing cornerback though on the yard, 100%.
Just building the best Madden Ultimate team. I'm gonna go find the best OVR for every position. It doesn't always have to be like that, and we've done it again through chemistry balancing and the different type of
interesting
things that we're being cognizant of when we're designing and choosing players.
$80.
It's with
There you go.
this team affinity in mind. And so when it comes with builders, you know, we've got 16 challenges for you here when the game comes
There you
out.
go.
Go through and knock all those out, and then from there you're gonna have a choice of 30.
It's gonna be a good year.
Teams. And so
There'll be a lot of ways to get elites without even buying packs already. I tell you that. Probably like a whole elite team with just playing the game.
Seahawks. They're both at 84 OVR, so you're going to be able to make that choice. So it's kind of a fantasy pack where you're going to get a double choice. You're going to choose the team first, and then you're going to go ahead and choose, do you want the offense or defense?
Even though everybody's Xbox, I got Xbox.
So, you know,
Even though everybody's gonna be really kind of having the same kind of team. You know, first couple days, it's gonna be like that for a little bit. I'll be honest.
Team Diamonds was something you were really passionate about last year when we talked about this.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
guys were looking at signing some legends, signing.
I was say, bro. Yo, we got a bunch of videos we gotta make, bro. After this stream, I gotta go do this giveaway 2K stream, and then I gotta jump right back on the videos. So
we're just going with the team vernacular this year.
they're just throwing so much content at me. Like, I kind of gotta stay here for a little bit because I gotta end up screenshotting all these.
Going out there and find some of these legends that maybe, you know,
for a video anyways.
Kind of like the heart of that particular fan base. Sometimes it's for players who, you know, we just haven't had in the game in quite some time.
Trying to think exactly what I want to do yet. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think exactly what I want to do.
Impactful for you as you're a fan of that team, and I think I saw you just have the Bears and the Jim Covert one. And, you know, some people like Jimbo Covert.
I held the stream has literally been an hour, bro, because they went talk. Kelly with spikes. Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams is a dog, bro. I'm glad he is definitely one of the Team Diamonds.
And I think you even have a list.
Jimbo Covert,
I do.
left tackle. Don't think I've ever heard of the dude.
So, just a heads
But,
up.
hey.
In this, I put.
Hey, that's what you gotta look right there. That's what you're gonna need to
I
look.
think I took that off someone's document.
Team Diamonds. Bob Sanders, Eric Weddle for the Chargers.
Person over there who does spreadsheets.
Heath Miller.
We're just gonna
The
ban a
Washington
little bit
football
so you guys
team,
can
Lyndon
see
Fletcher.
A lot of these names. Sorry that it is in 8.5.
Asante Samuel.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Justin
You got
Smith.
49ers, Justin Smith. Yeah,
Frank
this
Minifield,
was
bro. Who the
at 1 o'clock in the
Bro,
morning,
hold on.
putting this together. So if I butcher
bro? Who
any
the
of
heck
these
is
names,
Frank
guys,
Minifield, bro?
I'm sorry. All right,
No,
I'll
you're-
work on it. Jake, if you need me to go ahead and revise this, I'll get it over to Paige. Paige will proof it, and then she'll get this image out there. Like, or we'll get it on NFL Direct, and everyone can meme me. I mean,
Hey, I'll take it.
You're the
Defensive
best,
back,
man.
I'll
If there's
take it.
Anybody that gets a pass, it's definitely you. So yeah, just going through this.
I'll take
list,
it.
I mean, some of the ones that, you know.
Jahari Evans.
You know, I'll start with Warwick Dunn. Sure, I'm a homer too.
Charles
that
Johnson.
one was really cool. Love Warwick and you know, Mike all side in the same backfield. It was.
Travis
those
Frederick's a
were
good
some
one. Dante
days.
Hall. Dante
As
Hall.
well
Never
as, you
mind.
know, some favorites like you know, Bob
Elvis
Sanders,
Dumerville.
returning here. Troy Vincent, somebody that was just kind of.
I can respect most of these.
Both in real life, and I can still just remember the old Madden. You know, and I always played Madden in a fantasy draft mode, and I would always like, I'm getting Troy Vincent. He's going to be in the secondary.
That's awesome.
Asante Samuel, I know that's been another one where people would always tag me and Asante Samuel, like, when are we going to do this? Let's get him on. Let's get him in. Boom. We got him. He's in. Dre Bly, always loved Dre Bly. That guy was
Dre
always
Bly? Who's Dre
something
Bly?
Special, super athletic.
The giveaway is gonna be coming.
UNC
Hold on, bro.
guy.
I gotta finish this stream,
that was pretty awesome.
and then we'll get into the next one. I wasn't expecting this one to take so long, but hey, that happens
Some of
sometimes.
the few that stick out to me.
Yeah, Roddy White. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited about, probably excited about that, and then of course Max Strong, you know, Seahawks. Okay, moving on. I'm going to leave here for 1 second, and then I'm going to transition off. Hopefully that gave people enough time. And again, I do apologize to you guys if it hasn't been properly edited or beautified from a formatting perspective. Just a lot to kind of get in there and format it just right late last night. So apologies.
Let's see if
any name. That's on me. You know what? Come at me. I get it. It's my fault. All right, let's talk about Legends. So Legends, there's
Legends.
a little
So
bit
gotta
of
stay, bro.
change
Gotta
to
stay.
Legends. Do you wanna
They're
talk
throwing
about
info at me that I didn't record
Yeah,
about.
we
You know
can
what I mean?
talk about Legends and this. I mean, between this and maybe the next
Can't
one
just-
that we talk about, I'll start to get into tease mode a little bit. So kind of pull the curtain back a little bit. When we
much as
go
I
and
hate
we
watching
get
these
after,
two,
or we start to identify
give me the
a list
info I
and
need.
we're trying to
So
assign, these players.
You know what I
We've been
mean?
working through the NFLPA. That's been like kind of our
Definitely for
primary
sure.
way,
Give me the
continues
info
to
I
be,
need.
a main way in which we go after and try to acquire agreements with these players. This year we've recently added another group to the fold with IMG, and with them they've also been another like really great partner and been able to help kind of secure some additional legends, some of them that you've already seen, with Tony Romo, in the pre-order. You've got, again, like Sam Mills and Andre Johnson. There's some more on that list, and I am definitely not going to spoil that here, but a lot of the people that we see kind of constantly woven into the conversation for, guys that they would like to see return to Madden, there's a decent chance we might see them at some point this year. So really excited about that. I think it's going to make for, just a great year and a lot of surprises to come.
Is that part of like what I hear in the office? Well, in the virtual office, the 50. Is that kind of what you're talking a little bit about?
We can dive into the 50 in a second. I don't want to
The 50.
disregard your
Alright.
Legends comment too.
Alright.
So
What is the
thanks for
50?
reeling me back in. With Legends specifically, we are going to go down to only 2 Legends on Saturday. So that's the bad news. The good news is that both of those players will kind of have like boss versions, if you will. I don't know if that's what we're officially calling them, but I know that's a vernacular that a lot of people will understand what that means. For those that don't, what that means is it's typically a +1 from what that set legend is.
Sure.
In this year, what it's really going to be is kind of
50 for 50?
It's almost like power up, like just straight shot past. So it's like not only is it +1, but it's like all the things that the power
What was up?
would
50
have
for
as
50?
well.
I like
Now,
50
the
for 50.
downside is the next time that particular legend gets another item, you don't just build off of the boss. Like you still need the power up. So like it's awesome, really great, like right now. But in terms of like the long-term investment, you're still going to want to go that power up. That boss will still be able to go into the power up, and so there's still a story there. But yeah, so each weekend, 2 legends, 2 limiteds.
Bro, my dude
And
Krayla
we're
looks like
talking
he
more
going
about
through it,
Legends
bro. I'll be
closer
honest.
to worldwide launch
I just look
on
like
the
he-
28th. That's not the date, just to be clear. It's gonna be very close. Right?
Like he does. He
there'll be
like
more information
community
about
stresses
Admin
him out too
Sports
much, bro.
_ Mutt when we start tweeting
Probably
that
does.
kind of stuff. If we have an opportunity to preview these
Everybody's been on his nuts
Madden, we'll
about
do that as well. So
the
let's
game.
talk about the 50 though. The 50. We hear 50 burger. We hear 50 cent. I mean, talk to us about this 50, Jake.
So, and again, this is one where I'm going to probably be a little more vague than people want. I mean, people are going to have, I'm sure,
Bro, I'm in the same boat right now that I feel like
but I think by and
I
large,
gotta
in terms of
literally
the
record
players
everything
here,
that they're talking about. You know what I
in
mean?
terms of the
I gotta
actual
record separate
stuff
videos
that
for each
the
thing, bro.
NFL Network and all their partners.
But then I promised a giveaway stream for 2K,
It's just awesome to
so we'll make sure we get that done
And so when you think
right
of
after
the
this
50,
stream.
This is going to be
And,
kind of our take on the 50, right? And it
Yeah.
might not just be Madden Ultimate Team related players. This could just be Madden players. And so more on the 50 to come. It's not something like we've talked about Legends. Legends might be the first thing on this podcast
You dig?
slash stream that we've talked about. That's not going to be.
So
there
what is the
if you're
50?
able to
They
get
just
the
dropped the
game
50
during,
thing.
EA Play or early access. The 50 is another one of those things. It's just kind of, again, this is Kraylo being cruel by adding this to the run of show to you guys. So this is something that's going to be out there and coming. It might be roughly a month or so, but when it starts dropping, be ready.
Right. And I know I won't talk about it now. I was gonna ask the other question, which was the other item in the run of show that I just deleted. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Come on, y'all, get to the important part,
I'm
please.
in the
okay.
moment.
Okay,
Nope.
in the moment. Okay, good stuff. I tried. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about other Mutt stuff. So this is where I'm going to run through some things. I'm sure you guys are going to have some questions about other Mutt stuff, and that's like solo battles, house rules, weekend league.
Alright, bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. Let's get on to this,
play, which is formerly EA Access. For those
let's
folks
get on
that
to this
don't know,
2K
EA
stream.
Access kind of
Blah blah blah. Foot 9. Hey, it is what it is. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go to get this 2K stream ready for y'all. Like I said, I'll explain it again. I'll explain it later. I'll explain it when I get in there, actually. Yeah. Alright. So I hope you guys enjoy this stream. I'm gonna be making videos, everything you guys basically just saw in that stream.